Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's been pretty gloomy here in Utah for the past couple of days. So there's rain, cloud, and sprinkling rain here and there. So the brightness that I'm getting from my window is not brighter than the warm lights behind me and next to me. So that's why I look a little bit warmer, I feel, today. The setup that I have for my filming area, I don't really have room to put the artificial lights that I was using back in Texas because sometimes it was just impossible to film while there was still light out. Yeah, so apologies for that. I still like what I see in the viewfinder. I'm still okay with that. So we're just gonna film. My Natasha Denona order came in. So this was the Sculpt Texture and Tone palettes collection. There was two. I picked up the dramatic one, which is the darker color story out of the two. I asked on my community tab what video you wanted to see first, and this is what you all picked. So here we are. If you are new here and you enjoy Natasha Denona, I would love it if you clicked the subscribe button and hopefully choose to stay for a while. I do feature her quite a bit on my channel. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Okay, let's get started. All right, my loves, let me tell you what else I have on my face, because I do have the new Natasha Denona foundation, which it's so pretty. I've been loving it. I used it for about a week and a half before the Victoria Beckham foundation came in, but every single time I used it, by the end of the night, this is exactly how it looked. Right here. Perfection. YN6 is the shade that I got for the foundation. I also applied her concealer in N7, and I think you already know my thoughts on that one. Like, it's good, but it's not a favorite. Victoria Beckham Contour Stilo in shade Marble. I recently panned the other shade I had, which was the lightest shade. Natasha Denona Liquid Bronzer in Bonfire. The new Whipped Liquid Blush from Dior in Orchid. Powdered with the new Dior Press Powder, the matte one, shade number 2 for my under eyes. And then I did go into the Natasha Denona Powder Foundation NP7 to set the rest of the face, but I went pretty lightly. This can definitely add extra coverage to your foundation, so I don't enjoy that, but when I use it and I do mean very lightly, I actually can definitely make it work and it looks beautiful. I did also go into the Laura Mercier bronzer in shade 20. This new palette from Ms. Natasha Denona. This is the Sculpt Texture and Tone Eyeshadow Palette. She launched 2 different palettes for this collection. The first one is Soft, and I believe that one is pretty much all matte, and maybe there's one. I wouldn't call it a shimmer. I have seen 2 reviews, I think. I would say it's more of a like satin metallic. And when I saw them use it, that's kind of the vibes I got. And then Dramatic, which is the one that I picked up, and it's the darker of the 2, and the whole middle row is shimmer metallic shades. I kind of wish she would have done that layout, the one for Dramatic, for both. Not sure what the reasoning behind doing it the way that she did was. I'm on the Natasha Denona website. I was able to order this early. I was able to log in through, I can't remember if it was through Google or through Facebook, but I was able to log in, use Tanya's code, so it did save me some money. My total for the order was like $78 and something cents. This palette retails for $82. So that was nice. Building on the concept of the Mini Sculpt eyeshadow palette, the Sculpt Texture and Tone palettes, Soft and Dramatic, introduce a new Midi Plus formula featuring 18 essential shades. Inspired by Natasha's iconic high glam concealer undertone system, each palette is arranged by under and overtones that range from the fairest to deepest shades to effortlessly sculpt and enhance the eyes. Okay, so on the unicorn in the back, it does give you the shades. Does it give you the finish? I think so. I will keep that close. And then it does have like a little postcard shade placements. So it kind of just gives you a guide on how you can use these to create some eye looks. I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, and here is, it's probably gonna make my camera go all wonky because it's white, and this is like that shiny material, and then in the back it does have, for you, if you want to rearrange the palette, you totally can. None of the shades seem like they came broken, but I'm still going to be careful because my Biba, I think 2 of the like metallic shades came broken. There it is. Not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be a tiny bit bigger. It seems like the pans, I have the Bloom palette here, and it seems like the pans are bigger, and the palette itself is also bigger. Great, my battery is low. Let me change that. Okay, battery is changed. Does it have it on here? The total for, I'm thinking the palette is 21.10 grams for the dramatic, and the total for the Bloom palette, which is a 15 pan, is 17.75 grams. What did I say? Okay, so this one has, well, obviously because it's 18 shades, but the pans are, oh, I don't know, there's more space. Maybe the pans are the same size, and the spacing should change. No, this, well, frick, I don't know. Let me just show you because I'm just talking and not showing you. Okay, so maybe because it's slimmer this way, widthwise. Okay. I'm glad I did that comparison because just when I put it in my hand, I felt like it was smaller, but okay. I don't have eye primer on, so let me apply that, and I'll probably only do one look, I think, because I only have one palette, you know? I just want to see the formula, test it out, do a little bit of comparisons with the Biba palette. Unfortunately, I did not purchase the Blend Bunny and Ellis Volume 2 collection, so I can't do comparisons to that, but I would love to see other people who did purchase this Natasha launch and do a comparison with that Blend Bunny collection. Okay, I did bring you in closer, and so right off the bat, this is the lightest matte. So, if you're like light, fair, this is gonna be like the palette that you pull out for smoky eye looks, because all of these shades are gonna be pretty dark on you. And one of the reasons why, because this is a very boring launch, it is, but the undertones, so warm, yellow, rose, peach, neutral, and cool. We'll see if that's exactly how they pull on my skin tone. Gosh, where do I start? I think I'll start with a crease shade maybe. So let's go into R1 right here. We'll see if it pulls rosy on me. Okay, just looking in the mirror, my base looks so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this Natasha foundation, she did good. She did so good with it. I don't know if everyone is liking it as much as I am, and like if it makes a difference whether you are dry skin or oily skin. I am normal with an oily T-zone and I am loving it. This is like a little mini Natasha Denona brush. Is it pulling rosy? A tiny bit. Okay, I'm now gonna jump into N3, which is a neutral dark brown. And now that it's on both eyes, I would definitely say I do see the rosiness in the shade. The first one I went into, that is 15 Mini from Breffer. These mattes are blending beautifully, like very soft, seamlessly. It reminds me of a cream to powder formula, but I'm pretty sure the two shades I used are creamy mattes. SKM for the rosy shade, the R1, and CM for the N3. What is SKM? Silky something matte? I have not physically swatched this palette. Yeah, they're blending so nicely. Okay, so I'll use Y1 to kind of buff out the edges, and then I think I might use a matte from the Peach right on the lower lash line inner portion. You probably will be able to see that it's more peach than rosy because it'll be right next to that rosy shade, but I'm just, you know, trying to see if I can tell the different undertones. This is a Fluffy Alamar Cosmetics brush, and I'm dipping into that Y1 lightly. Okay, now we're gonna jump into P1. Let's see if this tone looks peachy. This is the B1 from Blend Bunny. I wouldn't say it looks peachy, but you can definitely see that it's a warm undertone. Like I'm getting more orange warm, like an orange nude warm than peach. But I think in the box it says peach warm is what it says. Somebody with a different undertone that I have, it might actually look straight up peach on them. All right, now shimmers. They all look very, very pretty. I'm looking at either this one or this one. This one's too dark and it looks like it maybe has a black base. Let's do this one, the rosy one. Feels like a metallic, like a traditional metallic. Okay, very pretty. I would definitely say it's pulling rosy. It almost feels like, not wet, but maybe a lot of moisture in the formula. Okay, that's what it looks like. I started applying the next one, Y2. Sorry. This one's a little bit more of a champagne. So definitely a brightening shade. And I'll probably pull out a white or something for the inner corner. All right, let me finish off the face. That way we can do a couple of comparisons. Well, honestly, just with the Biba, and then we can end this video. All right, it is brighter outside now. Yay, I was hoping that would happen while I was filming. So let me tell you what I finished the face off with. For blush, I went in to this Natasha Denona, the My Mini Dream Glow Blush. I only used the blushes and I always mix them together. For highlighter, I went in to the new one from Dior. This is in 004 Rose Gold Glow. I used the orangey one. I did already film with this, but you all voted that you wanted this video first. Depending on which one of the Dolce & Gabbana and the Dior poll, whichever one gets the more votes over the other, that's the video that will go up next. So I don't know yet if it's gonna be the Dior or the Dolce & Gabbana. But yeah, I used that today and there it is. Beautiful. For mascara, I went into the NARS Climax Mascara, which I'm just about done with that. Eyebrows, I went into the Gucci Brow Pencil Sephora Lamination Brow Gel. And then for the lips, I forgot how much I love this combo. I pulled out all three of the I Need a Rose lipsticks, that collection. Tried them all on, and this is the one that just I felt went the best. And it's Peony, and it's such a pretty pinky tone. And then I did go into 0.5 Clio lip liner from Natasha Denona. Okay, but here it is. Here is the full completed face, and here is this beautiful eye look. For the inner corner, I just ended up using the About Face liquid eye paint in White Noise. And as I was blending it out, it was blending in with that warm orangey peachy tone. So it turned into a light pastel, like a very light pastel, almost peachy tone. And I'm okay with that, it's fine. But yeah, here it is. How beautiful is this eye look? It's boring, yes, but it's so pretty. Right? Let me go grab my Biba palette. Hold. All right, my loves, I have already filmed this or tried to film this like 5 times and I just, like, I don't know what to say. Okay, so I did pull out my Biba palette. Here it is in all its glory. And the 2 shades on my palette that are broken is this one and this one that are broken. I can't speak. They're that creamy matte formula, so I was able to press them in, but I still feel like they're a little loose and I do tread very softly when it comes to my Biba palette. So I'll put these 2 side by side and I'll take a picture and post it up on the screen so I don't risk breaking those 2 shades completely. So as you can see, very similar. Even the undertones, very similar. Just 3 less shades on the Biba palette and the actual pans are bigger for the Biba palette. But I believe the Biba was one of the bigger palettes, right? Was it the 100? No, it wasn't the 120s. I forget what I paid for it, but I definitely think it was close to $100. Okay, so the Biba palette. I feel like the formula has been updated from the Biba palette to what we see now in her palettes. The mattes from the Biba are absolutely stunning. The creamy matte formula, I enjoy it as far as performance, but the only thing I dislike about that formula is that you don't get what you see in the pan. You get something lighter. So it's kind of a deceiving formula. The shimmers in the Biba are pretty, but they're like the classic 2010 shimmer formula, which was just like a satin shimmer formula that has no glitter. So very classy. You don't expect to get anything other than a dramatic look from the Biba palette, but like as far as shimmers, shifts and all that, you won't get it from the Biba palette. You just won't. And that's perfectly okay, because I feel like a lot of people, especially if they're not into color, like that's what they look for. Just a classic palette where they can just get beautiful eye looks, you know? With this new dramatic palette, the shimmer row I think has a lot more to offer. So I would definitely say, even though it's not exactly what she's saying, it's a revamp of the Biba palette with more up-to-date formulas, both for the mattes and the shimmers, and more shades to pick from. If you are light or fair, I don't know how this dramatic palette would work for you other than to just create smoky eye looks. I would have to go watch reviews of someone who has a fair complexion and they use both the soft and this dramatic one. It's a beautiful palette. It performed amazing. I mean, the mattes literally melted in together like they were creams, but they're not. At least I don't think there's any. Yeah, so for me, it's a revamp of the Biba palette, even if she didn't say that. So I don't need to keep the Biba palette, and I feel like when I purchased this dramatic palette, that was kind of my intention, to gift the Biba palette someone I know that will get more use out of it, because now I have this new updated dramatic one to replace it. So yeah, you don't need this. You don't need to run out and get it. The Sephora sale is coming. She has said it on her live that she did for the Natasha Denona Beauty Instagram page that this is going to be part of the permanent line. So yeah, okay, that's it. I hope my video helped you out in deciding whether you need to purchase this or not. I have a feeling that a lot of people held off because the Sephora sale is coming, and that's very smart of you. I did use a code, so I didn't pay full price, so I don't feel so bad. I also have this channel, so if I can spend the money so that you don't have to, I don't mind doing that from time to time. It's a beautiful palette, and I think I created a very beautiful eye look. That's it. That's all. That's all, folks. All right, my loves, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate all of you. I feel like I don't say it enough, and I feel like maybe some of you think I say it too much, but I do. I really do. I love you all so much. Do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.